The University of South Florida system has successfully embarked on the most ambitious fundraising campaign in its history, supporting students, new facilities, research, and innovation. Working together, we will achieve even more as the USF Unstoppable campaign continues to reach our $1 billion goal. Over 29 million Americans are living with diabetes. Affecting both children and adults, the disease touches every aspect of their lives.
And at 29 years old, I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic. And at that time, I had no idea what that meant, except that very quickly I learned my life changed.
Every single morning I ask myself, are they dead? It's just a subconscious thought. It's not that I expect them to be, but I'm always relieved when they wake up.
It's incredibly difficult because as a father especially, you want to and would do anything for your children. And I've never felt so helpless and powerless from when she was diagnosed 10 years ago. And there was absolutely nothing I could do. I had no control over the situation.
Focusing on education, clinical care, and clinical research, the USF Diabetes Center's personalized and multidisciplinary care for patients and their families is the top priority.
And the education is necessary to empower patients to manage their diabetes. The clinical care obviously is important in assisting them in day-to-day management of their disease, and the clinical research is really critical to not only finding new and improved therapies and hopefully someday prevention and cure for diabetes, but also to improve therapies that are available in just management of diabetes day to day.
I think what they're doing here is fabulous, because it's not just taking medicine or taking something for a headache. It's a whole lifestyle change. The whole family has to change. The whole diet has to change. And they're there for you anytime that you need to call them.
The first 2 years I started running, we weren't at the diabetes center. We were with a different doctor, and so it was frustrating because I had no idea running's effect on my blood sugar, the effect of adrenaline. And it was really helpful coming here and working with Dr. Rodriguez, and he brought in a nutritionist and someone who was running and who had diabetes who actually worked here. So it was amazing, like having that help.
If you have an individual that has type 1 diabetes, you are thrown into a brave new world where you're checking your blood sugar a minimum of 4 times a day. You're injecting insulin or using an insulin pump multiple times a day. You have to change the manner in which you eat. You're counting carbohydrates to try to assess its impact on your blood sugar. So we have, again, the luxury of having endocrinologists and nurse educators, a dietitian. We even have a psychologist, a social worker, really to address all of the multitude of areas of life that diabetes affects.
The USF Diabetes Center is absolutely terrific, and what really drew us here was the reputation that the center has, not only here in Tampa, but worldwide. And what really attracted us was this being the epicenter of research in terms of eradicating this horrible disease.
There's a whole group of individuals here. There are other faculty, there are technical staff, experts in many different areas, and we all work together as a team because the work is really what's important. And the work, I think, will be the best chance for everyone for their future to either be able to treat their disease better or ultimately to prevent future cases from ever being developed.
Just to hear about all the research they're doing is like, wow, I have something like to live for. Like, this is really cool. I don't know, it gives you a lot of hope. Coming here, it really helps us kind of maintain that positive attitude, because you kind of have to be motivated to keep going. Like, even if you can't like turn it off one day. And so I think attitude, just really staying optimistic, because there's so many exciting innovations, and if you can just take care of yourself now and take those little steps, it doesn't have to be this huge thing that you manage. It's just the little steps that can really make a difference.
So much of this has to do with hope. So much of this has to do with what's coming down the road. We don't know where the finish line is yet, but we're getting there.
No one wants to quit. No one wants to say, I'm done, and walk away. So to me, that's the most important thing that we can offer through institutions like this here, is help people have a better quality of life so they can contribute to and feel part of something.
The USF Diabetes Center reached out to us right away, made us feel welcome, introduced us to people in the community. I don't know how things would have been if we hadn't had them, because they were there from the first moment.
The USF Diabetes Center has 100% of my support. So many charities we got, you don't ever see where the money goes. Here, you can come down and feel the real deal. And that's what's extremely important and why it's so successful and why I got a passion for what happens here.
To learn more about the USF Diabetes Center and how you can make a difference through giving to the USF Unstoppable campaign, go to www.unstoppable.usf.edu.